going on?
Did Bryce outperform you from
Uh,
last year?
that's a good question. I say so because last year they ain't sing along with me. They kind of just let me. They clapped it up though. I got to stand ovation, but we definitely sang along with Bryce. So I'm gonna give him the one up on that one.
What do you say?
He sang a Keisha Cole song. I can't remember what it's called. He brought the house down. He brought the house down. It was crazy. Yeah. Mm. No, I said Keisha Cole.
He doesn't know about Keisha.
Yeah, he don't know about it.
Pause as I said the name.
Brought the house down.
I mean, he got everyone singing, everyone clapping. He got a standing ovation, and he went first. So that's a lot of pressure going first. So I think he killed it. A plus.
Thank you. What's the biggest difference so far between the start of this camp and last year?
I think just confidence overall. Obviously last year as a rookie, there's a lot of things I didn't know, I don't know, technique-wise, practice-wise, everything like that. So kind of having a good feel about, how to practice, good feel about my technique, just more confident overall as a player. I think that's probably the biggest difference.
Do you feel like there's a different vibe as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think, guys are out here, we're competing a lot. There's obviously a lot of competition at a lot of positions, but we're having a lot of fun too. I just feel like we're just kind of enjoying each other, building that chemistry more and more.
What's been the benefit of having a second year under Coach Campbell?
Oh, it's been great. Obviously, having that continuation with the offensive line is great. We already have some background chemistry, so that was great. And we got a lot of things we can build off of last year, and we all got to watch it together and kind of grow together as a unit. So definitely excited.
Staying on the line, how have you seen Cade step up in that right guard spot, with Austin and Chandler being down right now?
Yeah, Cade's been balling. Cade has played every position for us, from tackle to center to guard. He's a guy that you can just plug in anywhere and he's going to ball out. Knows the playbook in and out, just, a great teammate to have. So definitely fortunate to have Cade out there balling like he is.
Have you noticed anywhere, I know it's early, but where the continuity of bringing all you guys back has been demonstrable?
Yeah, I think so. I think we just had a higher floor going into this camp than we did last year, just because of that background chemistry. Obviously, we had almost a full season together already, so kind of just definitely easier to build, when we already have that chemistry.
How's Corbs making himself heard or helpful while he can't be on the field?
Yeah, we've been calling Corbs Coach Corbs. He's always there in every drill. Always giving pointers when you need to. He's in the film room every day, taking notes like he's playing out there. So definitely someone we can rely on 24/7. He's going to know the playbook in and out. So yeah, definitely a guy that we look to.
Vicky, how do you view this NFC South? There's no Tom Brady anymore in Tampa Bay. Seems like everybody's got a new quarterback or a young quarterback. How do you view this division?
I'm not going to speak on the division. I'm really going to speak more just as a Carolina Panthers. We're really just excited for the opportunity. Obviously, a lot of great additions on the team. A lot of positions that have already, show what they can do, and we're just excited to kind of just build our team from the ground up, grow inside out. Whatever happens in that division happens, but we know if we handle business, we're gonna like the outcome.
Watch film as an offensive lineman. It's usually only tight copies, so you can get a sense of what's happening. What are some of the fundamental things you're looking at as your position to grow and get better? Because you talk about quarterbacks being film brats. Obviously, offensive linemen, we know the story you guys are as well. So what do you do in particular, not just looking at the film, but areas that you're trying to get better in terms of your step or just the way your hand moves? Just if you could enlighten me a little bit, that would be helpful.
Yeah, well, as offensive line, obviously the biggest thing is you want to move as a unit. So some of the things we look at is footwork, making sure we're all getting off on the snap count at the same time, things like that. How we're setting. You don't want the guard and the tackle or the center and the guard to be off level. So making sure that we're passing and in sync and everything like that. So being able to pass up stunts. Those are kind of some of the things we look for. But yeah, most of that snap count, making sure our footwork is good, and making sure we're taking care of the guy next to us.
Vicky, second half of last year, you guys were so run heavy, which I'm sure was fine with you. But is there a different pressure this year, knowing first-round quarterback behind you, a little bit more diverse passing game, that kind of thing, in terms of improving as a pass protector?
I wouldn't say pressure. Obviously the goal of the offensive line is to be as well-rounded as you can. But I think, it really starts with the run. Having a solid run game, a great run game, really opens up so many things, so many offensive play calls. So I feel like, working from the inside out, working on that run game, building that up, expanding on that is only going to, benefit the pass game overall. So I wouldn't say pressure, but, we're definitely looking to improve in all aspects of our game.
Are there things particularly about pass blocking that you kind of going from year one to year two kind of know in your head, okay, I've got to work on this?
Really just building my consistency more and more, staying consistent in my pass pro, whether fatigue be a factor or not, being consistent in my stance and, my drive kick, all that stuff, just making sure I'm consistent.
Bryce kind of behind the scenes where we don't see it, that shows his leadership to you guys?
I mean, just today, we slipped up a little bit in practice. He got in the huddle. He was just like, all right, guys, just focus on the next play. That's some of the little things that you can't really coach. Is you either have it or you don't. The ability to kind of refocus guys, bring everyone's energy back, and just, having that next play mentality is really something that you can't coach. So, it's great to see that in Bryce early.
You see that humility, too.
No doubt. I think Burns said it. He's a guy who knows he's the shit, but he doesn't let you know about it. So I think that's definitely accurate. He's a baller in and out, and he's always going to be humble too. Always got that side to him.
Go to Mike Solarte for the last one.
Just real quickly, when you guys as a group are out here on this particular field with the single-man sled, what is that? I mean, the challenge is obviously listening to Coach Camden, but where is your physical challenge in that? Where's your mental challenge in that? Because you guys are isolated from everybody.
Yeah, I mean, overall, when we're over here on that single-man sled, it's more just conditioning, building up that reps. Coach kind of wants to kill our legs early, so when we get into team, we got to kind of shoot through some things, and I guess it kind of gives you an accurate representation of the game. Whether you're tired or not, you got to go out and you got to execute. So it's a good way to start practice, kind of just building that mindset early.
Thanks, Avery. Is there a way to protect Bryce the way he rushes in terms of you're going to see some of the rush mush and some of the different kind of rushes? I don't know. Is there a certain way you practice without giving away tips on how to protect Bryce because he's a unique mover in the pocket?
I don't think there's any particular way. I think the offensive line kind of does what we do, and Bryce kind of does what he does. Bryce is great at, working on and off structure. Whether there's a breakdown or not, he's good at moving his feet, delivering the ball, in the pocket, out of the pocket. That's one of his greatest strengths. So I think Bryce is kind of just doing his thing. He trusts the offensive line to, work and do our thing.
All right, thanks, Avery. 3 more.